Well, a very special namaskar and salam dosto, and welcome once again, friends, to West Indian Today, a proud presentation on behalf of the staff and management of ITV Gold and, of course, the Raghunath family, Best Media. This is yours truly, your host and host, Imran Ahmad, welcoming you to yet another very special edition of West Indian Today, a program devised for the Indo-Caribbean audience throughout the tri-state area, and a program that tells you about what's taking place in the community and what you can expect. And talking about what you can expect, coming up very soon is going to be, for the very first time, a very special beauty pageant, which will be very historic. And this, to talk more about this beauty pageant and the organization that is bringing forth this beauty pageant, we have indeed with us two of the members, actually one who is a contestant and of course a member of the organization. It gives me great honor and privilege to welcome in studios today Miss Nanda Raghunath and of course Miss Shazeeda Abraham. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome both of you to our program, and of course thank you so much for joining with us as we're in conversation for, I believe, the very first Miss Indo-Caribbean beauty pageant. Let us actually talk about it. Nanda, what is your affiliation with this organization, and what really inspired the organization to bring forth this beauty pageant, and what is the whole objective of the organization bringing forth the beauty pageant?
Well, Miss Indo-Caribbean United States has been around for a while, and it's been brought to us by JKM, which is the organization that is sponsoring the very first Miss Indo-Caribbean United States. They put together Miss Indo-Caribbean United States to bring girls from the Indian community out. It doesn't specify to race, it doesn't specify to color, neither discriminate against size. We want to bring females out from basically to show their heritage, show culture to it. This is going to be a preliminary pageant to Miss Caribbean United States. Miss Caribbean United States is one of the most prestigious Caribbean pageants in the U.S. right now. The winner from the Miss Indo-Caribbean United States will be given a cash prize, also a month scholarship from Shelly Raghunath for her dancing school, and they will also be given couture from Jewel Shannon's. And they will also be given a chance to compete in Miss Caribbean United States, sponsored by Miss Indo-Caribbean United States, all fees waived.
So, this, as you just now heard, this is actually a brief introduction to the pageant and, of course, what you can expect. And now we're going to talk more in detail about when can you expect to go out and turn out in large numbers for this very historic pageant, and, of course, what is expected. And to my understanding, for those who would like to participate in the pageant, there's still some open slots available. But just coming back to the organization and, of course, now talking about you individually, Nanda, what would you say, or how has been, your affiliation with pageantry that motivated you to be a part of this organization, be a part of this very first pageant?
I've been in a lot of pageants before, but this pageant stood out to me the most because with other pageants, it was about selling tickets, getting people to come there. You were more, how should I say, you were more focused on what to wear, where you have to spend your money in order to win. In this pageant, it really doesn't focus on that. It's how much you put out there and your effort. I did it last year, and I was Miss Guyana, and it was a great experience. It gave me a lot more knowledge about the pageant industry, of what it should be like. There's no favoritism. There's no, if you spend more money, you're going to win. It was really, really a trustworthy pageant.
And when does it take place, actually?
It's going to be on October 16th at Brooklyn Musical School.
The contestants that will be participating in the pageant, what part of the Caribbean will they be representing for this pageant? Or what part of the Caribbean are you looking to have representing in this pageant?
We're looking for any Caribbean female. There is no specification to who you are. Once you're a part of the Caribbean, you're welcome to join.
Very good. So now talking about, some of the contestants and participants who will be participating in this year's beauty pageant, Miss Indo-Caribbean USA, United States, actually. We have with us one of the participants, Miss Shazeeda Abraham. And of course, now I have to ask you, what is your experience like in terms of pageantry, and what motivated you to want to partake in this pageant?
I have no experience. Really? It's always been a dream of mine to become Miss Guyana. But since I can't really become Miss Guyana, I could start off slowly and gradually I could make it there.
So, who would you say really like motivated you, or what really like, how did you hear about this pageant?
Um, Actually, Mariel King, I was on 71st Continental and she approached me and she told me about it and we exchanged numbers and
Right.
she was like, if you're interested, we could talk about it. So in the time being, this was in April. So in the time being, we was talking about it and it became interesting. I got to know about the prize, the crown, which is a beautiful crown. As it's coming closer and closer, I get more excited. It's like I really want to do it now. It's pretty exciting. It's like you're making your dream come true.
Very nice. So talking about making your dream come true and living your dreams, actually, this is something what Shazeeda always desired to do. And of course, now we are very happy to see that her dream is actually, she's one step closer to making her dream a reality. And like you heard actually on, I believe on October 16, this very special historic pageant will take place. And there's still, I believe, some open slots for some young ladies. Those who don't, as you heard from Shazeeda, she didn't have any experience in pageantry, and yet she's competing in her very first pageant. So for those who would like to actually enter in this pageant, we're going to now talk about it actually. So how many girls are you looking to have participate, and how many do you have so far, and what is the requirement for the contestants?
So far, we have about 6 contestants. We are looking for girls that are between the ages of 17 to 26 with any Indo-Caribbean background. There's really no specifications except you cannot be a mother, you cannot have been married, and you have to be in good moral standings. You can be of any size, any color, we don't discriminate, and don't worry about it being your first time because we're here to help.
Very. So as you heard from Nanda, she said actually that as long as you're within the age range that she had just mentioned, between 17 to 26, and of course as long as you're not a mother, and you heard all the other requirements, you can enter in this pageant. You don't have to have any experience. As she said, they don't discriminate on color, on size, or anything like that, which is something that I have found that is actually an ongoing theme with beauty pageants. If you can recall, many years ago, it was actually a regulation that you had to be spotless to enter in beauty pageants. And if you recall that there was a singer by the name of Billy Joel, his wife was the first ever model to enter with a blemish on her face. And then as time went on, then it was not so much focusing on being spotless or your size or whatever. Nowadays these beauty pageants actually try to recognize the inner beauty within women. And talking about recognizing the inner beauty, we have so many of our women that have so much to offer to the world, and they get to showcase it, in the form of beauty pageant. They get to let the world know who they are in the form of beauty pageant. So if there's anyone out there that is watching and they're interested in entering this beauty pageant, how can they go about doing so?
We have a few ways you can contact us. One of them is Miss Indo-Caribbean at gmail.com. The other is you can call me directly at 347-771-6700, or you could go on to Facebook and Instagram at Miss Indo-Caribbean United States, and you could find us there. Please feel free to message us, DM us, call us, we'll be there.
Shazeeda, actually I have to pose this question to you because you're someone that said that you didn't have any experience in beauty pageant, and here you are, you're working closely with the organization. As the time is coming closer, I'm sure that you had a great affiliation. For you, actually being like the very first time contestant, if you would say anything to any of the young women who are probably in your position with no experience and they're a little bit nervous, they have their hesitance, actually, their reservation about entering, what would you say to encourage them to be a part of this pageant?
I would say it's every girl's dream. It's every girl's dream. It's mine. I have a few cousins. I would probably have them participate with me. I would say it's pretty easy. It's stuff that you do on your daily basis. Summertime, you walk around in your bikini. You should be confident in the body that you are. Everyone dance. I'm sure you have a favorite song that you love to dance to. That's a part of the pageant. It's pretty easy.
That alone actually sure does serve as a motivation to some of the young contestants who, and I'm sure with that, most of our young women in the community, they've become encouraged just by listening to you speak those few words. And I hope that this has actually motivated more and more young women to be a part of this one. This is going to be historic. And of course, I would like to see more of the young women actually come out and showcase and let the world know more about themselves. Now, what is the theme of this pageant?
It's like it says, Miss Caribbean, Miss Indo-Caribbean, United States. So anything Caribbean represents your culture. Come to evening wear wearing a traditional outfit. These are things that we want to see. We want you to represent your culture, you to show your community that you can represent them.
Very good. And now, coming up to the pageant, actually, how will the contestants be judged, and who is actually the judges for this year's pageant?
We're actually not releasing the judges just because we do not want any favoritism or anything to, distract the judges from scoring fairly. But we have a few segments. One would be swimwear. You're allowed to wear a cover-up or pick a two-piece. It's whatever you feel comfortable in. The next one would be question and answer, which you would do in your evening wear. Then we have introduction, where the crowd will get to know you. And the last but middle is talent, where you get to showcase what you love to do.
Very good. So actually, in just a few moments, we're going to go for a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to talk more with Nanda and Shazeeda as we're in preparation for this pageant. It's record-breaking, history in the making, actually. And that comes to you on Saturday, October 16th. And it takes place where?
121 St. Felix, Brooklyn, New York.
Very nice. So just before I go to that commercial break, my final question actually I would like to pose to Nanda. For these girls that are entering in this pageant, we've heard about the prize and of course the crown, but tell us, what is some of the prestige that comes with wearing this crown or winning this title this year?
One of the greatest things, and I think one of the best things, is you get to walk away with the opportunity to voice what you have to say. You have this platform where you can go out and say what you think needs to be done, what you think you need to see change in, and you'll have a lot of people there to listen to you, where you get your point across. And I think that's one of the most important things when you are in a pageant. Once you have that platform, you can have change.
Very nice. So thank you so much. And when we come right back, we will talk some more about what you can expect on Saturday, October 16th for the very first ever Miss Indo-Caribbean USA, actually United States pageant. And of course, so far, I'm actually excited for just by listening to both Nanda and Shazeeda. And I hope that you have been motivated. And of course, you would like to go out and you would like to save the date and turn out in large numbers to support the young women of the community as they will show the world who they are. And of course, they're going to help to get their point across to you. They're going to introduce themselves to you on a professional forum. So stay tuned. We'll be back with you in just a few moments. Welcome back once again, friends. And if you're just tuning in to West Indian today, a very special thank you for tuning in. And of course, thank you for staying with us. And we would like to say thank you to the staff and management of ITV, our dear brother Ravi Kumar, and the entire team of ITV and everyone ensuring we're able to bring this program into your homes week after week. And we would also like to say thank you to you, the viewers, for your encouraging and your motivational emails. We're indeed very thankful to all of you for your emails. Do be sure to send me an email whenever you would like to make a suggestion or a comment about our program. And as for those of you that was with us, as you saw in the first half of the program, we were in conversation with two very inspirational and of course very beautiful young ladies who are in discussion with us in preparation for a very special beauty pageant, which is going to be history in the making. And it's a very different beauty pageant compared to some of your local pageants. That'll be taking place on Saturday, October 16th, the very first ever Miss Indo-Caribbean United States, which will be taking place on Saturday, October 16th. And joining with me once again in conversation, we have Nanda, Raghunath, and Shazeeda, Abraham, who is one of the participants, one of the contestants, making her very first appearance in a beauty pageant. So Shazeeda, I have to ask you, when you were in conversation with a dear friend, you said Marielle, who has been no stranger to pageantry, and she influenced you to take part in this pageant. From that time, time to now, you know what I mean, as you're leading up to it, what's your feeling like as, you know, the pageant is just a few weeks away?
I'm feeling excited. I feel like I have an opportunity to win.
Right.
It would be a dream come true. Even if I don't win, I would like to do it again and again until I do win.
And how would you describe, you know what I mean, like the training or for yourself to prepare yourself for this pageant, both mentally and physically, you know, how would you describe this entire training and preparation that you've been undergoing for this pageant?
Very excited and anxious. Like, I'm really anxious to get on stage, to see the crowd, to show them my cultural dance, my outfits, to let the judges, the audience, and whoever's watching, who am I, what I'm about, my mentality, that's all a play into the introduction.
Very good. And now, Nanda, in your closing point in the last segment, you mentioned about the girls getting their point across. And of course, you mentioned this word change. This is, I believe that this pageant is very different. And as I said in the opening of this segment, this is like very different compared to some of your local pageants, you know, where you have to use some of the contestants, such as Shazeeda, actually, who being a first timer, you need to actually, some of those other pageants, you would require like the support of a business to sponsor you to be a part of a pageant, just to enter. And of course, you have to have the admission fees. But this is completely different. I believe that this year, everything for the girls, it's completely free for everyone, you know, those who would like to attend. It's also free as well.
Yes, for this year, this pageant is completely free. All the contestants competing are required to just come with themselves. If you have a dress you've used before, that is fine. What we're really concentrating on is knowing you. There's no admission fee, no fees at all, no surprise charges. Just come with you and let us know who you are. That's what we're focused on.
Very good. And you know, like for all these young ladies actually that are entering, you know, I mean, apart from winning the title, actually, you know, I mean, I believe that there will be one winner who will win the ultimate crown. But will you have like a second runner-up or a third place, something like that?
We will have runners-up. There will be the winner, the queen, who will have the chance to go into Miss Caribbean United States. But we will also have our first, second, and third runner-up who are also welcome to come back and compete again. We will not put them aside. They can also, any of our contestants can also go and try to get into Miss Caribbean United. No, there are no exclusions. You come, you'll learn the experience, and we could take you there.
Very good. And you know, I mean, so far, like with these contestants that you have on board so far, what would you describe, how would you describe them overall? You know what I mean, your experience being with them, and of course, what would you say something, or how, like, with your, describing your experience with these contestants, what would you say about them that you hope would motivate more and more young ladies to be a part of this pageant?
Meeting a lot of the young ladies that are coming into these pageants, they have a bunch of questions and they're all very scared. No, when I say it's absolutely free, there is no charge. It is absolutely free. We're not going to surprise you at the door. We're not going to surprise you with any fees. We are all about becoming a family. If you need help, we'll be there to help you. There is no surprises. It is what you see there is what you're going to get. You come out, we want you to enjoy, and we want you to be able to tell everybody who you are and be comfortable in your own shoes. We're not trying to change anybody. We need you to be you, basically.
So talking about being comfortable in your, you know, in your own shoes, and of course being, you know, it's actually like a pageant that supports you or promotes you being you. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be anyone else. It reminds you that you should love yourself no matter how you look or whatever your race, your ethnicity, your gender. Actually, well, you know what I mean, whoever you are, be proud of that. And this is what, you know, this pageant highlights for the very first time. And of course, you know, we hope that this is something that they will carry on as, you know, as the years go by. But after this pageant, what are some of the things that, or what would you like to see come of this pageant?
I would love to see more pageants like this. I would love to see girls, especially in the Indo community, coming out and being a part of it. Not only in pageants, but participating in other events that are going on in their communities. I would love to see them come out next year and try again. I would love to see them support each other. And that's what this is about. Everybody coming out and supporting one another. Nobody fighting for a spot. Everybody will be heard.
Very good. And if you would just like to thank anyone who's actually been supportive of the organization, you did mention a few names actually who has contributed profusely towards this organization, such as Shelly Ramanan. So if there are some of the names that you would like to mention, and of course in terms of the prizes, now's your time that you can go ahead and do so.
We would like to thank Shelly Ramanan, Jules Shannon, Jonathan Keynes, GKM, and also Brooklyn Music Hall School for having us there, and everybody else that's going to come out and help us celebrate this night and bring our young ladies out.
So at this point in time, we will actually pose this question to both Nanda and Shazeeda. We're going to start with Shazeeda. We're going to start with you first because you've taken the courageous step towards realizing your dream. And of course, at this point in time, I would like for you to reach out to the community at large and and tell them why they should not miss out on this pageant, why they should turn out in large numbers to support you and all the other competing pageantry members.
It's a great opportunity. Every fee is waived. You get to dress up, you get to take beautiful pictures, you get a chance to win the crown. The crown is beautiful. My eyes is on that crown. The prizes that come along with it. It's just a great opportunity.
Very good. And Nanda, at this point in time, because I'm sure that you guys are very excited for this pageant, and of course, you're also excited to see the response by the young members, young ladies of the community, and of course, not only that, but those in attendance. So reach out to those young ladies, of course, encourage them to be a part of the pageant, and encourage the community at large to turn out in large numbers for this event.
We are welcoming with open arms anybody, any female that wants to be heard, come out. We'll be here to help you, coach you. Don't worry about any kind of fees. If there is a problem, we are more than welcome to help you out. Don't worry about anything. Just come out. Let us know that you want to be a part of this organization. It all starts with you reaching out first.
Very good. So on that note, I would like to encourage all the young women of our community to be sure to turn out for this very special event. Well, to be sure to participate in this very special beauty pageant, which actually celebrates you being who you are. And of course, I would like you heard from Nanda earlier, this is going to be a different pageant than most of your local pageants. This is actually going to be something actually to elevate all those who's ever had a dream of entering pageantry, or of course being a model or anything like that. This is going to be actually an elevated platform for all the young women of the Indo-Caribbean community. Nanda, once again, for those who would like to attend, and for those who would like to participate, how can they go about doing so one final time?
You can reach us by email at missindocaribbean@gmail.com. You could reach us on Facebook or Instagram at Miss Indo Caribbean USA. You could reach out to me. My number is 347-771-6700, or you could reach out to Marielle King as well.
Thank you so much, Nanda, and of course, thank you so much, Shazeeda, and best of luck to you in your very first pageant. And of course, best of luck to both of you. This is something that's going to be historic. We would like to see that as the years go by, that this will be a household event, and more people, they will actually turn out in large numbers. We would like to see that, that the response will be very good this year in terms of contestants and of course in terms of, attendees. But we would like to see, we hope that with the success of this pageant, that you have started, that this will go on to be a household event for many of the young women of the community. And of course, we wish you all the very best with much success. And we thank you so much for taking the time out to join with us in our studios in preparation for this pageant. So all the very best to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that being said, we would like to thank all of you for tuning into today's program. And of course, as always, do be sure to reach out to me at my email address, imrana@itvgold.com, for more information in regards to this pageant that you've been hearing from Nanda and Shazeeda. And from this time to next time, we wish you a blessed and a wonderful week ahead. We look forward to seeing you right here next week, same time, same place.